A day in the life of Jay. I guess the best way to explain it would be the morning, open his eyes, that's all he can do, around 10 o'clock.
Is that too loud? Good? Okay.
Well, most days are the same, but of course some days are different, but we'll get him right out of bed and then, transfer him to the shower chair and then to the bathroom.
Jay has no control over his head and neck functions, so he still will always need two people just to do a transfer. He gets a full daily hygiene, cleaning, everything like that. Give him a haircut. Sometimes we do a shave. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is typically a shower day. Is it dry enough? Need some more drying? Or any day that he wants it.
And then back out to the bedroom, get him dressed.
He likes to pick his own clothes out. And then we're pretty tied up for a couple of hours doing just normal things that you would do to put socks on somebody.
And then they go through a whole process of replacing some of the instruments that Jay has. The trach, for example.
Jay's been trached for 3 or 4 years, I'm thinking. But he was in dire straits at the time, and he had lost a lot of weight. Being trached prolongs the life, but there are other things that you give up.
He's in his chair, then he can go on his computer and communicate with us. But prior to that, communicating with Jay is, facial expressions or,
Blinking his eyes up is yes, and blinking is no. And
sometimes we get the middle thing, and like, what is that, Jay? So then we do the ABCs. Okay, so let me. Oh, fan. Okay, so I'll say ABC.
O-P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, W.
Did you know Google makes a phone?
A, B, A, W, A.
You can imagine how challenging it is if you have a person who is unable to speak.
So Jay is the first person I had that does the eye gaze. He's talking to us, answering us, doing other stuff on his computers and all that stuff all at the same time.
Once he's dressed and groomed, he's out in the kitchen area. And of course, using this iDrive technology, he looks at his computer and is able to steer the chair out to the living area.
He just kind of does his thing on his computer. He lets us know when he needs something.
He was just on a call yesterday with a whole group of tech people working on his next invention. But he really looks forward to the girls coming home from school, which is 3:30, 4-ish. And Katie always spends like 20 minutes telling him about her day. I know he really looks forward to that. Sometimes he'll go to the football games because Logan's a cheerleader.
And then at 7 o'clock, he's back in the bedroom. The caregivers are with him, and then the night routine starts. Getting him in bed, getting the medication, getting him comfortable. And once he's comfortable in bed, it's a constant communication with the caregivers. I need suctioning. I need access to the cough machine. Bring his computer down in front of him so we can communicate. But then he settles down. Missy's usually in the room, the kids are in the room, and then the night caregivers come in and are pretty much there with him until the next morning.